everyone, and welcome back to Exploring Science. My name is Perry, and today we're going to learn a bit more about stream ecosystems. So if you guys can think back to when we read Trout Are Made of Trees, we learned all about how stream ecosystems work. We learned that they start when leaves fall off of the trees into the streams. After the leaves fall off of trees, algae and bacteria begin consuming those leaves. The next part in the food chain is that critters like caddisflies and craneflies begin eating those leaves. So now something that's really interesting about this is that those critters like caddisflies and craneflies don't actually get a lot of their nutrition from the leaves itself. Instead, they get their nutrition from a thin layer of microorganisms like algae and bacteria that grow on top of the leaf. We call that thin layer of microorganisms growing on top of a leaf a biofilm. It's usually kind of slimy and gooey. So in order to be able to kind of visualize this process, I brought in some fun props for us to use today. So I brought in a rice cake, which you can see here, and then I also brought in some sun butter. So what I'm gonna do now is I have my rice cake, and I'm gonna take some sun butter and just kind of put some of that on top of the rice cake. And I created a thin layer, as you can see here, of sun butter on top of the rice cake. So now the sun butter in the rice cake can actually stand in for the leaf in the biofilm. So the rice cake represents the leaf. It doesn't have that much nutrition. If you eat a rice cake, you probably won't feel very filled up, and there aren't that many nutrients in it. The sun butter, on the other hand, if you eat, might make you feel very full, and it gives you a lot of different nutrients and makes you ready for the day. So just like leaves carry that important microorganism layer, that biofilm, and help give it to the critters to keep them full of nutrients and healthy and strong, the same way this rice cake helps carry the more important nutrients, the more important food, which is the sun butter, and helps you feel healthy and strong. Thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out the Padlet to learn more about streams.